cut. Y'all got the fresh cuts that he got with a hat.
Yep. I'm rocking the party Thor look.
Got final drive today. Thursdays from 3 to 5. Fishbowl Radio Network.
I cannot believe Vision slices Thanos like that.
What the hell? I ain't watched it.
He ain't watched it.
Did you watch it?
It was good. That's the best episode for sure.
It is.
That's the best episode. I told you that you behind.
Damn it, Alec. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a day in Fishbowl Radio Network as far as us doing our show for the final drive. There's going to be a lot of content to talk about, especially with the Dolphins, and I got a lot of shit to say. Another week of venting out my frustrations, but
If it happens again, I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, okay, appreciate it.
If you got a rant, I'm just gonna. I won't stop him. I'm not gonna stop.
Well, appreciate it, bro.
Especially after that. I have a very sad stat for you.
Yeah.
A very sad stat.
So yeah.
It was a fun game to watch. To see Patrick Mahomes going back and forth with Justin Herbert, and then Herbert at the end of the game had the game-winning pass to Mike Williams, who, by the way, let me tell you guys this. If you had to guess, fantasy-wise, where he stands, where do you think Mike Williams ranks among receivers right now?
I'm thinking Brandon Cooks is like 1, probably at 3.
Brandon Cooks is number 1 fantasy
I'm
receiver?
thinking the fantasy
number
points?
1 is Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Oh, Cooks
No.
Kupp's 1.
Where's Cooks?
Cooks is top. I think he's top 5.
5.
I believe, yeah.
Mike, Mike probably 4. 4 and 3.
Okay.
Where you going?
I'd say he's right outside the top 5. He's like number 6.
Wide receiver 2 in fantasy.
Holy shit. Wow.
Behind Cooper Kupp. And the thing with Mike Williams, we all knew this, and DeAndre, you knew coming out of Clemson, it was never the player or the talent that was the problem. It was the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you play with an aging Phillip Rivers. He got there towards the tail end of Rivers' career, so, his game really, not necessarily handicapped, but limited to what Rivers' arm could do. And now you get the young gun Herbert and...
Yeah. No. I mean, I knew Mike Williams had that talent back when he was at Clemson. Mm-hmm. I think that national championship game against Bama, like that last drive, and Watson just heaves it up, and Williams makes this acrobatic catch on the sideline over. Bama's had so many damn DBs that I don't even know who was covering. He's probably a Pro Bowler right now. But it was over one of those guys, and I just thought to myself, that's going to be a guy that's going to be a problem in the NFL if he can stay healthy. So.
Yeah, the Chargers, they have a nice. I like their offense, man. They can really score. But I told y'all the Chiefs had issues though. Nobody want to listen to me. I thought, I'm wilding out. Chiefs have real issues on defense. There's no problem.
No, you know what?
And you said about that whole turnover.
I would say the offense lost.
Yeah.
They had some turnovers.
Look, Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to be honest, has lost a couple of these games for the Chiefs. Some of the
point I wanted to get to.
Yeah, like
turnovers.
There are some people who are like, man, Patrick, man, Patrick's the best player in the NFL. Like, why should we shame him? Why should we throw the blame at him? He deserves to be blamed.
But for a second, let's be honest. Also, we always knew Patrick Mahomes had like a very wild, kind of like Brett Favre. We know he's gonna make some plays that you're like, it looks good when it works, but it doesn't. You're like, why the hell are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I look at that Sunday night game to Baltimore, and I started thinking about it. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Don't get me wrong.
This past week?
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
And Tyreek did too, I believe.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we look at that game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire deserves some blame. Don't get me wrong. He deserves majority of the blame. But I look at that interception that Patrick Mahomes threw when he was getting sacked and he tried to make a play out of it, and goes right to a Ravens defender. I think threw it 5 yards. And I think having that turnover really changed the momentum for Ravens.
Because the Chiefs have the lead at that point, and if you were to score, because Casey was up by what?
I think maybe 13, 14 points.
No, at the end of the game.
Oh, at the end of the game?
Oh, it's Baltimore?
Oh, they were losing, weren't they? The Chiefs, or were they winning?
Yeah, they were losing against the Chiefs. No,
Baltimore, they were winning.
They were beating the Ravens. Right?
Yeah, they were beating the Ravens.
No. You said Baltimore was winning.
No, I said they were beating
Baltimore. You said they beat the Ravens.
Yeah, they were beating the Ravens.
Baltimore,
the Chiefs
were beating the Ravens. What have I done?
If not for that pick, maybe you don't put Clyde Edwards in a position to where if you fumble, it's on our defense. And we know the defense isn't all that great at Kansas City, but
you also think about they're at home to losing. I mean, that's a rare.
That's a big one for the Chargers.
They rarely lose. Let's be honest. When the last time the Chiefs lost at home?
Actually, I think the Chargers did beat.
It
was Mike Williams Thursday night.
Game. Yeah.
But the Chargers are very deadly. But I think they look good. But you could say Pat Mahomes has to turn the ball over. I'll give you that.
I'm just saying, if you cut down those turnovers, I think the Chiefs win majority of those games. I think their
That's fair.
defense is fair. That's what one thing we've always said about the Chiefs' defense is that they're kind of like bend but don't break. You know,
for sure.
they have that mentality where, okay, we don't have to be this top-notch defense that makes all these turnovers, but we just got to make a couple stops in this game, give it to Pat Mahomes, and let him do what he's known to do and light it up. But when Pat Mahomes makes those mistakes and puts that defense back on the field, Chiefs' defense ain't a defense where I want them on the field more than they should be, you know?
Right.
Is Pat Mahomes the only quarterback in the league that can't turn the ball over or his team loses?
Yes.
I think he might be. I was like, I think about it.
No, but the problem with Pat Mahomes is that, you know, as you both have mentioned, he'll extend plays that unnecessarily probably shouldn't have to be extended.
That's what makes sense.
And he'll make those crazy throws, and, you know, like you said, Javonte, you know, when it works, holy crap. Pat Mahomes is the best. He can do things no other quarterback can do.
Yeah.
But then when it doesn't work, which is rare, but it's happened more often this year than in the past, it's like, what the crap, Pat? What were you thinking there?
Yeah,
I definitely.
No quarterback would make that throw, but you, because he can make those throws and he chooses. So, yeah.
Yeah, Andy Reid went to the hospital, man. It's all kinds of chance. Yeah, hopefully they get together, though, man.
Yeah.
I think they're still going to be competitive. I think they're still the team to be in the AFC as of right now, but they have to definitely get back to playing better football.
I'm surprised the Chiefs didn't sign Richard Sherman. They needed defense, but I mean they went to the opposite side of the ball, signing Josh Gordon, which I think is a great move for Kansas City.
If he can stay good,
But I mean you gotta consider, isn't this probably the best situation that Josh Gordon can be in?
Like Seattle?
When we said that when he went to New England,
because
that was the one team where the discipline would be there.
Exactly.
Well, I mean it's one thing with discipline, but it's another thing from experience. I mean,
Seattle.
I mean no, but let me bring this up because remember Andy Reid and his sons. He lost one of his sons due to drug addiction and all that, and then another son as well right now who's facing charges with So Andy Reid has an experience of dealing with that, you know, from his own household. So I think having Josh Gordon, I don't know. I'm not saying like it's going to necessarily like fix the problem as a whole.
But Andy Reid personally can relate to it a lot more than Pete Carroll,
exactly.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Named any coach in Cleveland.
Exactly. Yeah, one of those. Cleveland. Yeah, that's probably where most of it started. playing for that franchise.
I think the big thing they need to still add the Chiefs is a bigger running back. Like I think they need a back that they can you know what I mean? Because I look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire as more like a scat back, catch the ball. I think they need a power back to just hand the ball to. Get a couple yards. I mean, slow the game down sometimes when they need to.
And when you need to melt the clock away, you have
I like the idea of Marlon Mack possibly, but I don't think they'll be able to do that deal. I know Johnny likes that deal for the Miami Dolphins. That's what he thinks, the Dolphins. But if they get someone like that, a back like that, then I think
maybe run a Wildcat.
Oh,
Nah, we good. I don't know.
Maybe Marlon Mack can run the Wildcat in Miami.
But I mean, he's an upcoming free agent. He's on a 1 year, $2 million contract.
It makes sense if you're Indy to get something out of him now while you can.
Yeah.
Do you think also the Josh Gordon deal is because they don't trust Robinson like that?
Yes. they don't.
DeMarcus Robinson and Brian Pringle had so many drops, and Nicole Harmon to me.
They're fast though, but
Nicole Harmon is a number 3.
He's a punt returner.
Yeah.
I think
he's a guy you strictly want to return punts. He cannot be the reliable number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's Travis Kelce right now. He could be number 1 actually. So my highlight of this Sunday was watching the Jaguars-Cardinals game right before the half. Yeah, I think we know Gus Johnson's calling this game, and then you have the Jamal Agnew picks and the kick 6. And that only had to happen for Gus Johnson. Like, I feel like if it was anybody else calling that game, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's Gus Johnson calling this game, it happened. We'd love to see Gus Johnson back in the NFL.
Yeah. Amazing play though.
Play. Can y'all remember the other 2 guys who had as long of a kickoff return as Jamal Agnew had on Sunday?
So kickoff or missed field goal return?
Missed field. I mean, technically it is a return touchdown.
Well, I know one of them. One of them's got to be Cromartie.
That is correct.
When he was a Charger.
Was that a Sunday night game?
I think it was a Sunday or Monday night against Minnesota.
Yeah. And then
So kickoff, or is it a kickoff or is it a missed field goal return?
Let's say longest return in NFL history.
Hester?
Is it? No, it's not Hester. Is it Hester? Is it okay? If it's not Hester, I know who it is. But is it Hester?
I'm pretty sure it's not Hester.
Okay, I know who it is then. It's got to be what's his name? Plays for Atlanta now. Is it Cordell? Cordell Patterson.
Yep.
When he was a Viking.
Yep. When he was a
you don't
Viking.
hear my neck just what I'm gonna say. I was gonna say Joshua Cruz.
Josh
Cruz.
Cruz needs some
He's a
respect.
Cruz. He's a Cruz. I'm about to say him next. If that was right, he does deserve some respect.
Cordell, but he was nasty in the
Hey, I
return.
picked him up in my fantasy for Atlanta. I mean, Mike Davis ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm mad, man. I got that man, bro.
What?
Mike Davis.
Oh
I have
yeah.
him in other leagues. Yeah, I'm
Between him and Saquon Barkley, bro.
Hey, Saquon.
He had a good week last week, but
It wasn't pretty, but
no, it wasn't.
He scored a touchdown.
I was ranting to be honest. I'm gonna trade him, bro. Who wanted this man? And also, he had 17 because he had the touchdown. I was like, oh, okay. And I was still like, I'm trading him though. This
this is value. This is value.
Yes, in fact, I was on DeAndre. Hey, God, you want him now? DeAndre trying to lowball me.
But how many people were thinking, let's trade Zeke after week 1? And look at what Zeke did Sunday night. Or Monday night.
Yeah.
Zeke looked amazing.
Yeah, the Cowboys looked like a pretty scary team. Another thing, Justin Tucker's field goal, guys. I mean,
That was amazing.
Oh my god.
did you think? Okay, so genuinely, did you watch the game live? Or no?
Yeah, I watched that last
So,
drive live.
did you think he had a chance to make it before he kicked? Do you think he had a shot?
If there was
If
any
anybody,
kicker, it was going to be Justin Tucker.
But I
Yeah,
didn't think it was going in either.
yeah.
I feel bad for Detroit, man. Hey, Detroit fans.
They
it's
can't
tough
catch a
out
break.
there.
No,
It's tough out there.
that was a
Detroit.
delayed game call.
Yes. Okay. I thought I was the only one thinking this.
No, they missed.
There was
They blew it.
there was like 2 seconds that ran off the clock after the clock initially hit 0. There was
Yeah.
probably 2 seconds after, and then the Ravens snapped the ball, and I was thinking to myself,
And
don't
I
they
think,
usually
and I
call this?
think here's the crappy thing about that is when you're an official, when you look up at the play clock and it says 0, and then you look back, I feel like if they haven't snapped it, you throw the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could look down in 2 seconds. The Ravens snapped the ball, and you think, oh, they got it off right in time.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
It's a tough thing to really criticize because it's like, well, what would you do if you were in the
Yeah,
ref?
it's easier to call on our TV screens through our TV screens than
Yeah.
it is on the field.
Yeah.
for
It's
sure.
hard to do. I mean, I hate refs. Don't get me wrong, but
We know you
Yeah,
have a problem with it.
I don't like them zebras on the field. But in that particular situation, it was a bad missed call, but at the same time, there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Hollywood Brown, man. I was with that man. 2 drives.
Two touchdowns.
no, but we got to look. One of them was actually touched by one of the DBs, so it kind of was deflected. It's one of those things where, like, a receiver, if you're eyeing the ball and it just gets deflected by a DB and it goes right in front of you, you think it's going one way, and
Yeah.
if defender puts a hand on it, it goes complete opposite. So I think one of those we got to. I think it was that one in the back of the end zone.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
First one. The second one, he just flat out dropped.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. He does need to work on the Judd's machine after practice this week. But
Honestly, I mean, I know they're winning and stuff. But I look at I really don't think of the Ravens. I know it's early, but I don't think about them right now. I don't know if
The Ravens?
I don't think they're legit. I really
don't know if I
know.
trust them yet.
I'm honestly I have a hot take on.
please, I already know.
Gary knows what I'm gonna say.
All right, you're gonna say.
Okay.
You about to. Well, before let me
Go
just say
ahead,
this
go
with
ahead.
Justin Tucker. When Justin Tucker passes away, his right leg needs to be donated for science purposes.
Or just bronze it and take
It's
it
going to Hall of
take
Fame.
the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
or in
going
the
to
Hall of
Like
Fame.
instead of like his mug, like his bronze mug with his
Just
head,
dip it.
Just dip the leg and put the leg, prop the leg up.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Because I went to the Hall of Fame. They got plenty of room for a leg. They got plenty of room to put a leg in there.
What did they have for Morton Anderson?
Oh, they had his face.
They had his
Well,
face.
he never made a 66-yard field goal.
Yeah, that is true.
And here's the funny thing about that: I was watching the Sunday night pregame show, and they Breeze on there now. And Breeze made a really excellent point. Like if you watch him go for the kick, most kickers they'll go plant their foot and then kick.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and watch Tucker kick the field goal, he steps up, he kicks, but also it's like as he's kicking, like he does a little hop to give it that extra boost. Because Breeze said at pregame he was hitting 60 to 65 barely. So to make it a 66, you gave us a little oomph to it.
Yeah,
So.
I mean that's just. Well, no, I was going to say it's just the perfect time to attempt a field goal like that, especially when you're playing in an indoor stadium like the Ford Field in Detroit.
Sure.
I mean,
And it's Tucker against the Lions.
Yeah.
Back in 2013 when you hit the 61-yarder to beat them,
because if you ask any other team's probably just going to chunk up a Hail Mary.
or a lateral, or
Yeah, or something like
whatever,
that.
Yeah.
No team is going to trot out a 66-yard field goal, but the Ravens,
They got the guy.
they got the guy to do it.
Legatron and the home of Megatron.
I thought that was Dred's Airlines.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It's
Nah,
Justin
no,
Tucker's.
it's no longer Greg Zerline. And I feel like really quick, we just got to talk about the Cowboys real quick. Because I'll just say, man, if once they get Lawrence and I forget DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy, I think Gregory played last or Monday night, but
Dorrance Armstrong.
Once they get Kelvin Joseph involved with the corner spot, this team could like. I know it's the Eagles, but you do what you're supposed to do to bad teams.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
And the Cowboys, they hung it with the Bucks at the very last minute. They wouldn't, and with the Chargers, we think are a good team. Because if you want to do the whole, they beat so and so, they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And they blew up Philadelphia as they should. That team's scary. I don't want to play Dak Prescott. I really don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to play Dak, and I'm happy for Dak because I think if anyone deserves the success they're at right now, you got to root for a guy like Dak Prescott.
I went in my group chat, bro. My friends, we got a lot of Cowboy haters in there. Like, a lot of people aren't Cowboy fans. I went out like, hey man, good Cowboys credit, man. Like, I can see them in the Rams in the NFC title game because they really don't have much they don't know weaknesses on offense either. Like, they have legit what weaknesses have on offense.
Oh, offense. Okay, you said
defensively
offense.
have weaknesses. I get that, but defensively they've gotten better every week. They continue to get better.
Maybe offensive line with the injuries if Tyron were to get banged up.
But they get healthy. They get healthy with the line. The line gets healthy.
Then you get Lyle Collins back.
Yeah,
because Terrence Steele, as bad as he was last year, he's looked solid through 2 games.
Yeah, like if Zeke can keep this, if Zeke can run the ball like this,
and you have Pollard,
and then if Zeke struggles, you still have a guy like Pollard who comes in, offers that explosiveness as well.
And then you bring in Michael Gallup back, who's still on injured reserve.
Actually, I have a hot take for this,
okay.
And I have an opinion. I think maybe the Cowboys might need to consider trading Michael Gallup now, around the trade deadline.
I'd say that because Cedric Wilson looked phenomenal.
Yeah. Like
the Monday night.
That's what I'm saying. Michael Gallup is about to be a free agent. Cedric Wilson,
he's going to get paid. Gallup will get paid.
Yeah, and I mean, Cowboys, you got to keep some of your guys in house. One of those guys who's up for a contract, Dalton Schultz, who had a big game Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I might consider trading Michael Gallup.
Would you send him somewhere like New England?
Shit, I'll send him. I mean,
Baltimore.
I
want him in New Orleans.
I'll send him to Detroit.
New Orleans, really?
I want Michael Gallup in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll send him to Detroit.
Detroit?
I'll send him to Detroit. I mean,
why are you so fixed on Detroit?
No disrespect. No disrespect.
Is Detroit the new Cleveland?
Well, yes. So
you're pulling out on Gase here.
Well, actually, you know what? Actually, Detroit, I gotta give them credit. Like they show a lot of fight in their games. Like they just can't finish.
That's my thing. The difference of Dan Campbell's culture and with that team before with Matt Patricia. Jim Caldwell should have never been fired.
Yeah,
but in between
Jim Schwartz,
he didn't do too bad of a job there.
He had Calvin.
Calvin.
He had Calvin and Stafford. Ain't that hard. But the culture, I like the direction the Lions are going with Dan Campbell. I think Jared Goff, for now, is their bridge guy until they decide what they want to do. But they fought through these first 3 games. They came back against the Niners and almost beat them. They gave the Packers a scare for the first half.
Yep.
And, they hung around with and I think nobody picked the Lions to hang around with the Ravens the entire game.
Yeah.
I think we all expected the Ravens to go in there and just blow out Detroit. Let alone defensively, the Lions held their own.
Yeah. And their defense is banged up. They got some injuries at the DB positions.
Yeah. So. I mean, if anything, it was more just mental mistakes that cost them the game against Baltimore. You look at that.
The 4th and 19.
Yes, the 4th and 19. You give that huge gain up to Sammy Watkins. That's and credit to Lamar Jackson because he threaded that. You had a DB covering Sammy Watkins underneath. You had someone over the top still. You literally had to place it right in the middle for Sammy Watkins. He did an amazing job getting that throw off. But Detroit, they had like 2 straight sacks on Lamar Jackson. So they did as good as they could until that 4th down play. But
I just want to see Dan Campbell come with a real line to one of these games.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see happen next. I need to see Dan Campbell walk up with a lion on a chain.
Like LSU type stuff?
Yeah, like Mike the Tiger. That's what I need to see.
But yes, trade Gallup. I would say Detroit because they need a receiver. But if any other team, wide receiver needy team, Colts could use Gallup, New England.
New Orleans,
yeah. I would consider shipping Gallup. That's my opinion.
And I mean, here's what the other thing about the Cowboys on the defensive side of things. One, they legit have a defensive rookie of the year candidate in Micah Parsons. He does everything.
Great.
Everything he does so well for that defense. And 2, we need to put some respect on Trevon Diggs' name.
He looked good.
Yeah, he looked
first Cowboy since Everson Walls to have 3 picks in his first 3 games. But then also I think nobody expected him to take the giant leap he has.
I became a big fan after Hard Knocks.
Yeah. I think
I liked him a lot more.
Yeah, he put. That's when a lot of fans, he was on the spotlight at that from that moment on. Week 1, we knew Trevon Diggs okay, he has to show out. Like one, he has to show out for Aiden because we all root for Aiden to be cheering instead. We need an Aiden fan cam at those games.
At AT&T.
Yes,
it's an Aiden cam.
Because I literally could picture Aiden screaming when Trayvon Diggs had that pick six and talking about believe in yourself.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I think the only problem we have with the Cowboys, the only problem the Cowboys ever had was just they always have the talent just about will they beat themselves, and also Mike McCarthy low key almost.
Yeah, you talk about the 2 minute.
He had some moments, man.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
So for me, I'm torn on it because at one point it's like, well,
I want the ball back, bro. If I didn't put more points,
I do get that, and I think deep down I agree with that philosophy.
Killing their defense. They can't hold I'm going all up on them. I gotta get the ball back.
But at the same time, man, if you're comfortable with your team being up 20-7 at halftime, and you don't want to risk a turnover or an injury, even if you're going to try and go be aggressive like that, and people will look back and go, well, you're up 27, why did you try to do something right before half?
But hear me out. Let's say you're playing against a team like the Chiefs, and you're in that same situation.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
You're aggressive.
You got to be aggressive. Because, the Chiefs, the last 2 games, they've come back from deficits. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, 37 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I understand. I think any league in the NFL nowadays really ain't safe. So I looked at. I was like, he should have definitely got the ball back and try to put up some more points. Just because the offense was so they were shredded.
Eagles had no answer.
They had no answer for the offense. Like with Zeke throwing the ball, they had no answer. So that's a team you can go like, hey, we can put up another score real quick and go in the half feeling real good. You know what I mean? That's what you want. You want to close out teams as fast as you can, man, and shut it down quick. So I definitely think Mike McCarthy got it. And he did that. He has some questionable ones against the Chargers too. So he definitely be better with his clock management. And
you would hope when the real competition is there that
hopefully right.
And or they have somebody to tell them.
And you mentioned the zebras. How horrible was that 4th down call where Dak
snuck it over?
Yeah,
clearly got over.
Man.
Clearly got over.
That was a terrible call. I'm not even gonna lie. As a person who I hate the Cowboys. Well, I would say I hate the Cowboys. I strongly.
You're the Stephen A. of our
Yes,
show.
I'm the Stephen A.
You like to instigate.
You're right.
Cowboy fan base.
Correct. Fair point.
I was look at their schedule, man. They can low key.
They can run.
They can get real comfortable quick. And they can really.
Yeah.
They have some easy games coming up.
The only way Cowboys could lose this is injuries, one,
and hurt themselves,
and they beat themselves. They don't have a Tony Romo, luckily. No disrespect to Tony. No disrespect to Tony Romo, but man, Tony Romo in December.
It's not his fault when the front office picks Bobby Carpenter in the first round, and the Felix Joneses.
Hey, that's tough. But hey, I as a former running back, I gotta call this out from Eagles play calling. What the hell was Nick Sirianni thinking? He only ran the ball 3 times to his running backs.
You know what I think they're thinking? I thought about it more and more. I think it's the thing about. I think they're trying to see is Jalen Hurts really the guy. I get what you say about winning the game, but I think also part of it was like. So
I'm gonna test out if my quarterback's really the guy by making him throw 40 times a game.
I mean, the way you can say,
some guys are wired like that.
Some guys are wired like that.
Some coaches.
Joe Burrow threw it.
But shouldn't we be happy with what Jalen Hurts has done and what he is like? If he can throw the ball 20 times a game, but let's say or 25 times a game, but let's say those 25 passes, he's like 20, 25. Like
you're basically holding off his deficiency. You don't really have a guy. Then you mean. I think part of it is you want to find the guy. Know if you have the guy or not.
Yeah, and and the Eagles know they're not going to be good this year.
Exactly.
But also you never know. Jalen Hurts, let's say we start him out 20, 25, and then he starts getting that confidence. He starts becoming that player that a lot of people predict him.
I love Jalen Hurts.
Mackay predicts him to be.
I love Jalen Hurts' confidence. I love his leadership, but the throws, they're the same as it was in college. He still can't do the throws that the problem he had in college, same problems in the NFL. Those deep balls, getting picked off short. And
the Eagles have only really deep threats: Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith.
But still, man, I'm not running the ball 3 times. I'm definitely going.
Miles Sanders is a very good back.
Yeah, look, I have stats on.
I got stats for days.
I got stats for days, man. Look, Miles Sanders, his rookie year, 179 carries, 818 yards, average 4.6 yards per carry.
Right.
Second year, last year, 164 attempts. 867 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. Mm-hmm. And he did that in 12 games played. This man, his first carry of the game Monday night, broke for a 24-yard run.
And that was all he heard from him.
And he only got one other carry about 2 quarters later.
Yeah.
That's a problem, man. That Nick Sirianni, that is dumbass play call. If I thought the Dolphins play calling was dumb, I saw it Monday night and I was like, man, this is terrible. Jalen Hurts. You want to know why Jalen Hurts couldn't throw the ball? Because the whole Cowboys defense knew he was throwing the ball every time.
But I would go back into the 49er game. He didn't look that great in that game either throwing the ball. Let's be honest.
That's the 49ers, though. That's different.
I'm just saying, I don't think Jalen Hurts he can't be a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying he can be a quarterback in the league or, you know what I mean, because he's got good leadership. Yeah. But I just don't think he can be a franchise quarterback. I think that's part of what the Eagles were trying to think. Like, they're trying to see, like, is this our guy or we need to still look at
No, either way. Even how I'm testing, that's a guy. Like, even when Miami, if we're testing Tua as the guy, we still give the ball to Myles Gaskin. You still got to run the ball, man. You can't run the ball 3 times. That's
What's expectations for the Dolphins this year? What were your expectations for the season?
What do you mean?
Like, when?
Playoffs.
What are the Eagles thinking, you thought, coming into the season?
Shit, I'm pretty sure that roster wants to make the playoffs.
No, for sure, make the playoffs. But the roster-wise, we look at them. We weren't thinking they were going to be.
Behind closed doors, coaches are going there saying, "Okay, guys, this is not a very good team."
When they beat the Falcons, we were like, "Oh, maybe they got something there." Jalen Hurts played well, and then they went to 49ers and lost, and we're like, "Okay, what about the Cowboys?" I don't think that's a good football team, really. Like
either way, man, I'm telling you, I'm not running the ball 3 times.
And here's the thing about Philly to make things a little more interesting. Jay Glazer, you guys keep up with Jay Glazer on Twitter?
Yep.
Yeah, last night he had tweeted out, "Keep your eyes on the situation involving Deshaun Watson." And then this morning, there's news coming out from several reporters in Philadelphia that the Eagles owner,
gave the green light.
Jeffrey Lohr, gave the green light to maybe facilitate a trade between the Texans and the Eagles. And then the Texans have also softened, and Deshaun Watson has softened his stance on where he would like to go. Because I think Watson genuinely thought, "You guys cannot make me inactive. You guys need me to play for you." And he said, "Okay, fine. Don't sit at home. Don't come and play." Now I don't think he thought they were going to do that.
Yeah,
because he's losing money every time.
Well,
we got competition after Deshaun Watson trade.
Because I want to backtrack on one of the points you just made. You talked about the Eagles and how their expectations are. Oh, we're not a playoff team. So if you're trying to get Deshaun Watson, then what the hell?
For the future, because
Deshaun Watson's only 26 years old. Let's not make sense.
Man, fuck that. If you're trading for Deshaun Watson, you're trying to win now.
And here's the thing with Deshaun Watson, with all of the legal stuff going on right now, if you're a team looking to trade for him, this is the right time to buy in now.
Yes.
Because this is probably the lowest it will go.
Yeah.
But also, nice try on that.
Nice try. I ain't tried nothing. That's a success.
Okay, that's like me. If the Dolphins trade for Deshaun Watson tomorrow, it's not championship or bust. He's 26 years old.
If you're trading for all those first round draft picks.
Well, think about what you're gonna get. It depends what you're gonna get. You have to get up for him. The Texans are willing to buy. Like I remember the report said also like Texans are more like actually interested. Like, before it was just like, oh, we're gonna put some ridiculous offer out there. We're not really trying to trade right now.
No, you don't.
Now they're trying to become more.
You don't trade a first round pick for a guy that you're rebuilding for. That you're rebuilding with. You're trading a first round pick for a guy that you're trying to win now.
Well, of course.
I'm
not saying that.
Rams, all the trades they made, they want to win now.
I agree with that.
The Texans, when they traded for Laramie Tunsil, they were trying to win now.
I definitely agree, but I don't think it has to be this exact season. I think next year could be your year where you're like, okay, we're trying to contend again.
And you can build around the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. You put the pieces around him.
At least you acquire him now. Because let's be realistic, with Deshaun Watson, he probably won't play this year at all to begin with.
But
exactly.
The thing is, if the league were to, like, if all the legal stuff gets resolved, the league would step in and go, okay, you've already missed, hypothetically, 6 games, 8 games by the time all this legal stuff is done. We'll suspend you for 6, 8 more games. You're basically done for the season. So if you're the Eagles, you now have Deshaun Watson in your back pocket, and you go, okay, next year,
you know what you have to plan right. You can go to the offseason knowing, okay, we have our quarterback now. Let's put some pieces around. Let's start figuring out the rest of this stuff.
But look, if you trade all those assets for that guy, you're not going to be able to build that much in the offseason by trying to acquire talent.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Right now, hypothetically, if the Eagles had Deshaun Watson, are they a playoff team?
Yes. They're probably a playoff team in my book.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson makes them a playoff team.
Realistically speaking, how many assets besides draft picks do you consider on the Eagles valuable to trade? Like, how many players would you consider, like, trade bait?
Well, that's tough because, I mean, Lane Johnson would be one, but then you're giving up your starting right tackle. That's all protection for Deshaun Watson. Brandon Graham, but obviously, you know, he's out for the year, torn Achilles.
Would you move Darius Slay?
That's tough.
Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, the Fletcher Cox. Those are tough. Those are tough situations because
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I mean Zach Ertz he'll probably be the he would definitely be my number one. Yeah, he would definitely be my number one because I think if you trade any of the other guys on the defensive end, think about it, that's the Eagles' defense already is average at best. You trade away guys like Fletcher Cox and Darius Slay, then you're putting it all on Deshaun Watson.
You play the NFC East.
That's true.
That's a plus. Just gonna all kind of just matter to see where this goes with the Eagles and.
Honestly, I mean,
and the Dolphins for that because the Dolphins are also heavily linked.
Yeah, all the picks and stuff they have to give up.
That's why I say Miami
and the cap room. And well, actually, I guess both teams have the young quarterback to trade also.
Yeah, that's why I say the Miami would make sense to trade because guess what? Even if we trade for him, we still can build with him in the offseason because we have plenty of cap space. We still have abundance of draft picks, even if we trade our draft picks right now.
And you know, also you play in the AFC East, which if you take out Buffalo, that division also is up for grabs.
Yeah. I also was going to say, think about it, they went and traded for Gardner Minshew for a reason. I mean, I don't think they just got Gardner Minshew just to have Gardner Minshew. I think that's possibly, if they pull a trigger on our deal and Deshaun Watson can't play, Gardner Minshew, I don't know if he's going to win you a bunch of games, but you still have a guy who's decent at the quarterback position, who's been a star in the league and stuff like that. Yeah. So I really like that too. It's been a situation. I'm curious to see where it all ends up.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see.
You know what? I'm sorry, Al. No, because I go back to your point about not running the ball only 3 times was right. So because you want to test the rookie, bro. You do not run 3 times. Three times. You don't run the ball 3 times, man. Come on.
DeAndre, is there a game where you only got 3 carries?
Shit, plenty. Shit. Hey, we'll be here in a couple hours. We want to talk about that.
Go put the couch.
Look. All I'm gonna say is this: if I'm Miles Sanders. Or I'm either going by myself, or I'm taking the whole running back room. We going into Nick Sirianni's office the next day. I'm gonna walk into that office. I'm gonna make sure I lock the doors so nobody can get in, nobody can get out.
Your message gets received.
Yes, my message is gonna get across that I deserve at least 10 fucking carries a game.
No, I'm not what you're saying. Also, it's the rookie coach we're talking about. So like,
that's even worse. But that's even worse because of how much. We've seen with Nick Sirianni in the offseason, like when he had his first press conference, we were like, are we sure this is the guy?
No,
and then he makes mistakes like this early. Like this is week 3 and he does something like this.
That's why I said this is a building process. This is a building process. We're trying to see what we have here. Like you know what I mean? Like
you get down so bad against the Cowboys, you gotta
start slinging.
You gotta sling it. And I think
but even when they were down by 14, I still thought here's my thing. You don't have to go to a full run game where consistently give the ball to Miles Sanders every play. Just throw some runs in there. At least give Jalen Hurts some help because there were situations where the Eagles were put in 3rd and 10. Like get some yards, man. Make it some manageable third down situations.
I think you're possibly also thinking like I gotta try to score as quick as possible because the Cowboys weren't getting stopped in the running game. They're running the ball down my throat. I can't stop.
But that's my thing. You want to keep the Cowboys offense off the field, so I'm gonna make sure I run the ball. Take as much time as possible. I mean, I'm not saying I take the whole damn game clock down, but I'm going to take some time, drive down the field so that the Cowboys offense is on the sideline for a while. They have to come in, because if they're
get out of sync.
Yeah, get out of sync. Because if they're fresh, those guys were fresh all night. That's why the Cowboys were made it so easy. They were fresh. Every time they were only out, they walked out to the sideline. They were like, all right, we might as well keep our helmets on. We might as well not sit on the bench because we're going to be back in 4 plays.
Stat game.
Yeah.
Fantasy game.
Fantasy game for everybody.
Yeah, and look at it from, look, Nick Sirianni, he must be playing somebody this week. He must have played somebody this week in fantasy who had Miles Sanders, and he needed the win. That's probably why. But
I get what you're saying, though.
But look, the Cowboys, if I'm going to attack the Cowboys, there are 2 ways. They're secondary, but right now, that's kind of, we got to debunk that because Trayvon Diggs has been playing amazing.
Javon Curse.
Yeah, and Javon Curse, amazing impact in that secondary as well. Casey as well. Like, all the guys they brought in, solid contributors. But if that's not the case, where I can attack them in the secondary, what's the Dallas' other weakness? Right in the middle with that in their interior defensive line. Mm-hmm. I'm going to attack the middle of their defense. Their first play with Miles Sanders when he broke out for 24 yards, right where did that occur? Right in the middle. I'm testing Jalen Smith. Because, I mean, Jalen Smith, he can make them tackles from sideline to sideline. But straight up, I don't know if he's going to make them.
Probably not.
So I completely understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But it was a great talk there, guys. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up next, we'll get into Week 4 of the NFL, pick 'em and flick 'em, and discuss the Panthers' new secondary and their newest addition and subtraction. You guys are listening to Final Drive. Alec, Javonte, and DeAndre. Guys, That was a really good segment we just did.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun. Did you see the Super Bowl? Dr. Dre?
The what?
The Super Bowl halftime show.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, like Eminem,
You lying.
Kendrick.
That just came out?
I saw it right now. I think. I have to look at it. I think, right? I'll be on wildin'. Am I?
I don't think you are wilding, but that's just
That's pretty crazy, right? I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, they have to
we'll
look at
see.
it. I don't know.
I'll take that with. I'll take that.
Oh
with
yeah,
a grain of
actually,
salt.
I do see it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That Snoop.
Yeah, Eminem, Kendrick. I saw a couple people on there.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
interesting. That's interesting.
Okay, Uncle Raj. Uncle Raj.
What else is interesting is the Panthers. They lose J.C. Horn for at least what looks like for the year with some multiple broken bones in his foot. However, they go out and trade for a former first-round pick in C.J. Henderson of the Jaguars. And Makai made this point on the podcast that we recorded that, next year you have J.C. Horn, you have Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson, Jeremy Chin. That could be the next great secondary group in the NFL. So, obviously no Horn, but let me ask you, DeAndre, coming out of college, we knew what Henderson was coming out of Florida. In Jacksonville, what have we seen from his time in Jacksonville? How do you think he can make an impact with the Panthers?
Well, I mean, you don't really see the Panthers making this move without J.C. Horn's injury and also the fact that they're 3-0 right now. So they obviously think of themselves as a team that sees themselves competing for that NFC South title. I mean, right now they lead the division at 3-0. Yeah. And Horn was a great rookie corner, but he played phenomenal, played amazing. Through the first 3-game stretch, and it's unfortunate what happened to him during that game against Houston. I mean, that's just such a freak injury, especially non-contact, and to have a fracture in your foot.
Just want to say, it is official from Pepsi.
I know it was a while.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm like,
Pepsi
the
halftime show is going to be with...
that's a nice little crew, though.
with Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick, and Mary Blige.
I like it.
Mary Blige?
I don't know how to say it.
Mary J. Blige?
I thought he was joking.
Yeah, I thought he was joking too. I was like, hold
I thought he
up.
was just being so.
I thought he was joking. You actually, damn, man. Yeah.
Blige, how do you say it?
Huh?
Blige.
Blige?
Yeah.
Oh, Blige.
Like obliged, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
Okay. I
social media
apologize.
don't have a field day
I
with you.
apologize. I apologize in advance for that one.
Hey, any publicity is good publicity, so this will be a good one for you. I can picture it a day from
That's a
now.
lot of talent in
Nice.
one. That's a lot of talent on one stage.
I enjoyed last year's with the weekend. I thought it was pretty cool. I know it went crazy on viral on Twitter too. So.
The weekends was cool.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, C.J. Henderson. Now that the whole Blanche business is out of the way.
I agree with DeAndre, man. I think DeAndre hit around the head, man. Like the Panthers don't make this move out. Odoo getting hurt and stuff, and they're competitive. They have a chance to win a division.
Yeah, if they weren't 3-0, they wouldn't have made this move.
Yeah,
the fact that they're 3-0,
they're legit 3-0. I think they have the talent on the offense. Well, Chris McCaffrey going down kind of sucks.
But they did add Chuba Hubbard in the offseason, so he kind of offsets that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they're still there. They have a good receiving core. I think it's a good move. I think it's going to be a competitive team.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think
I know you don't like hearing that possibly, but you know.
We got Carolina next time.
Yeah.
That game was an anomaly.
That Cowboy Carolina game is gonna be the one that really shows who's
good
legit.
game.
I want to see.
Yeah.
They'll know who's more like. They might be both legit, like kind of like the Packers Green Bay game, but I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you guys this before we go into pick 'em flick 'em. We touched on the Sherman news and the Josh Gordon news. Let me out of those two, which one do you think will make the biggest impact for his new team?
Richard Sherman.
Yeah, Sherman easily.
Really?
You thought Josh Gordon?
I'm not going with you. I'm gonna be the lone wolf. I'm gonna ride the Gordon shirt. It's been written so many times. I mean, what's new if it doesn't work?
Yeah,
That's true.
That is true.
I think if he can,
But you just have so many weapons with that Chiefs offense that how much of an impact does Josh Gordon really make, you know?
You see all them drops, Robinson and Pringle head.
Yeah.
I look at Richard Sherman though. He's coming in a situation. He's already a Super Bowl champion.
He'll be the starter.
Yeah, he's coming in a situation where they're contending for Super Bowls, playing with Tom Brady. You know what the expectation is. They're nothing, Super Bowl or nothing.
Yeah.
So I think he'll have a bigger impact. I think he has something to really play for because he knows, we have a chance to win. Like going there, it ain't like going to the Jets where you're going to be like, sorry to Jets fans. It's not like you're going there, we're going to play 17 games and be out. It's like you're playing for a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's legit. So
and also, I don't know if you guys heard the reports, but I mean, he's back to 195, which is the playing weight that he was when he was in Seattle.
Nice.
So.
Hey,
And that year he had San Francisco wasn't bad. Like, yeah, when they went Super Bowl, he was a solid year.
Yeah, I mean,
He got burnt by
Tyreek Hill. I mean, but who doesn't get burnt by Tyreek
exactly.
Hill? I mean,
it was Sammy Watkins.
oh, fuck, it was Sammy.
It was
Damn,
Sammy
wow.
Watkins.
Sammy can run too, though.
Yeah, Sammy did run. Wait, Sammy ran like a 4.4.
He's slow
And
now.
I mean, Richard Sherman always has been regarded as one of like the
He's
slowest.
a bigger corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
so.
like he hasn't. His speed isn't what got him in the league.
And also today, the Eagles announced Sean McCoy, Shady McCoy, will retire as an Eagle. So
That's crazy. I didn't think the Eagles knew running backs existed based on Monday night's game, but yeah, we're gonna go there.
Well, Sean McCoy, they knew. Oh, they traded him away. Remember?
Yeah, that is.
They banished him.
That was Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly did.
Kelly. He said, "Give it everybody."
Deshaun,
Macklin,
yep.
Foles.
Chip Kelly really tore that Eagles team down. That's crazy.
Yeah, Riley Cooper.
Well, I mean, Riley Cooper kind of
Maybe Chip was on to something.
Oh yeah, I mean, Riley Cooper should have been gone a while back, but
He's like maybe Chip. Maybe Chip was right.
yeah.
Hey, shout out to Sean McCoy, though, Super Bowl champion,
Two-time Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion. Great career, probably the second greatest running back in the Eagles franchise history. I'd probably say Brian Westbrook goes. As far as
that's.
Damn, that's tough. I might put Shady as number one.
Oh, Brian Westbrook. I mean,
Here's my thing about Shady. People will never tell you he was the best of his time, but he was the most electric.
and
Yeah.
frustrating.
Like if you put like the ball in his hands, there's a chance he could take it to the house from
sure.
60,
Yeah.
70 yards out.
Like Shady's a guy where if I'm a coach and I'm showing my young players a guy to watch, I have to be cautious when I'm showing
Don't show
Shady
them the high hold ball.
because he ran the ball like a loose piece of bread, you know.
And don't tell him how to spoil movies.
That too, because he sure does not care.
I ain't forgot he spoiled Endgame for me.
He did.
Oh, yeah. But you could honestly make your case for him or Brian Westbrook, either one. But they both had great careers. And LaShawn McCoy, shout out to him, man, going back to Philly and be able to retire there. Cause
Yeah.
And he was a big
there.
part of Buffalo, making the playoffs for the first time in
yeah.
20 plus years,
Yeah.
back in 2017.
Even Eagles fans, though, when they traded him, like Eagles fans, were like, what are we doing? Like,
And he had the ups and downs in his career with the torn ACL,
Yeah.
and then
no hate to McNabb, but McNabb was like, okay, McNabb's going. I mean, that's our guy, but
That's
we
cool.
got like Vic.
yeah,
Cool.
like people were ready for McNabb to leave,
yeah,
but
but
Shady
McCoy-
like that caught everybody off
Yeah,
surprise.
he was still in his prime.
They said, what we do? Run Darren Sproles out there for 30 carries a game?
No, we're going to sign a big free agent contract to DeMarcus Murray and give another one to Ryan Matthews and have two big free agent running backs on our
I forgot
roster.
Ryan Matthews was an Eagle.
Yep.
Sheesh.
All right, you guys, that'll be all for this show. If you want to see the rest of it, be sure to click in the link down in the description part of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that'll be all. Thank you, guys.